Hi, this is Matt from PC Games N. We're at Gamescom 2016, and at the moment we're at the Blizzard enclosure, where we're going to talk about some StarCraft II. I'm here with Chris and Matt from the StarCraft team, so we're going to ask a few questions about how things are going to change. We've had all the expansions now, so we've gone through the 3 different sections of StarCraft, and now we're about to see this big patch come in. But the idea, we get the impression that you don't want to go along the route that games like League of Legends and Dota have done by having these big seasonally patches. Is that right? That's not the approach that you're looking for?
No, actually, we are kind of doing that at this point.
Okay.
The team, one of the things I'm really proud of that the StarCraft II team has accomplished is moved from doing these boxes into this consistent content delivery. And so Matt and his team have really been focusing on 3 different types of players: the single-player player, the players who love the story, with Nova Covert Ops arriving, so that's exciting. Matt specifically has been at work on co-op missions, which speaks to players who are kind of in that transitional phase between solo play entirely, perhaps on their way to competitive play, which is the 3rd category. And so the team has really been delivering content on all 3 fronts and really at a clip, which is a very big change. That's been very different from how we were working between, when you've got really these bigger, longer in-between releases around expansions.
Yeah, and we really got more stuff coming, right? Here at Gamescom, we have Alrak, the first Protoss commander that is actually playable on the battlefield. He's the Tal'Darim High Lord. He's going to command powerful Tal'Darim units. We got, Mission Pack 3, the Covert Ops coming down the road here. We have a new mode coming to co-op, which is custom mutation. We recently did a drop with weekly mutations and mastery levels. And the weekly mutations is our weekly challenge in the co-op space, where we present players on a particular map with 3 variable challenges on that map, whether it being the enemy, every time they die, they spawn a new unit, or maybe they're all cloaked, or any of that kind of stuff. Custom mutations are going to take all those mutators, put them in a custom lobby that players in the co-op space could go ahead and create their own unique experience by taking these mutators and applying it to any of the co-op missions. So we're really excited. I mean, we've done a lot of good stuff. Got a lot more stuff to come, so things are looking really good for the StarCraft team right now.
So in terms of the way you're now going to progress with patching and stuff like that, do you foresee any issues that you think will be massive to overcome in the way that the patching system will work, or are you quite happy with progressing without standard expansions for the entire history and future of StarCraft?
So we're pretty happy with the plan going forward. I mean, we understood, especially around when I think of the the competitive space, that all of the additions that arrive with Legacy of the Void were going to take time to really dial in. We've had a really exciting beginning of 2016 after the release. I'm really excited about the games we see play at the competitive level right now. There's a lot of diversity. Action is happening very quickly. There were very significant changes to economy and things like that with the arrival of Legacy of the Void, but the expectation was it was going to take us time to continue to dial it. Our goal with StarCraft II is for it to continue to develop and into really Blizzard's version of chess, and to have the esteem that something like the original StarCraft has as well, and that takes time. We just arrived with massive changes. Now they're updating it, and this idea of continually updating across this year, next year, into the future is going to be it was part of the plan, and it's going to be how we work. So the system that's set up right now is working the way we want it to.
Yeah, the mindset from the designer standpoint is just a shift, from going from the box product now to delivering, content pretty regularly. The benefit of that for us is, instead of waiting for the end of the product to be released and then getting the feedback, we get to deliver content, whether it's every other month or whatever the case, we get feedback pretty regularly, much sooner. And we can react to that. So stuff that we're hearing, after Abathur came out, as to what kind of commanders, we wish you could see something like that. We're like, hey, we're in a position right now where we could address that, right? And once Alrak comes out, we have other commanders in the pipeline. We're trying to get more out. We're trying to get more of these co-op missions. Last week we talked about, doing a multiplayer unit revamp, right? So there's all these big things that are coming out that it feels like at this point we're engaging with the community more frequently now, so that we could actually react to feedback.
one of the things that obviously we've touched on is the fact that there's kind of like there's focus on all aspects of the different players for it, and we've seen sort of like the mission packs that have been dropped, 2 so far, I believe. Yeah, and I was just wondering what has been the response to those, and is that something that you can foresee being a regular sort of addition to StarCraft in the future?
The response so far has been very positive. All the feedback that we've come in, they're very excited to explore a new space in the StarCraft universe. Before you're dealing with a very large galactic wars, right? Amon's forces are going to destroy the universe. And now we're dealing with something that's a little bit more personal, a little bit closer. We're following a particular character that's very popular in the StarCraft world. She's trying to uncover this Dominion threat. It's a little bit of a darker tone. So we see that feedback. We hear things about the mechanics, right? So we try to incorporate that so that as we get ready to push out the the final pack, we can start hitting those issues. As far as continuing it, at this point, we aren't pushing for any more mission packs. We're really focusing on the multiplayer and a lot of the co-op content as we move forward into 2017.
Now, one of the interesting things that seems to have been happening over sort of like the last few weeks is that Brood War seems to have massively exploded in Korea. I was just wondering, how do you feel about that? Like suddenly, like Korea latching on to what is technically for Blizzard quite an old product.
It's great for the Korean players who really put StarCraft on the map in many ways to be excited about Brood War, even if it's more than 10 years into the future. That's great. That's really exciting to us. Just seeing it played again, and I mean it's been played. It's been there the whole time. It's been basically in the IGRs nonstop since it launched, and that's really exciting to see.
Only thing I could really add to that is that I've been at the company for a long time. StarCraft was actually the first time I ever got something into development that went onto the disc. And to see something that people loved back then and still love it now is truly amazing, right? Like, I couldn't have been more fortunate to have come to a company like this that puts out a product that still reaches so many people and so much people get so much passion out of it. So I'm excited. I don't know what they're going to do with it over there, but I can't wait.
I imagine sort of like with the idea of sort of like Brood War suddenly in people's consciousness, there's going to be one question that's on everyone's lips, which is any sort of idea of bringing back the original StarCraft or Brood War for a StarCraft II kind of remix?
Nothing to announce at this time, no.
All right, that's been StarCraft II here at Gamescom 2016. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and remember to take a look at PCGamesN.com for more information.